Hi everyone, Lisa Gornall here, Transformation Healer, and I wanted to give you some additional tips to help you with your energy work practice. So those of them who have been following me for a while know that I always talk about bringing in the white light, letting go, and I am statements. And so I would like to help you take all of that to the next level today. So everybody messages me and talks to me and tells me, hey everyone, let me know that you're here, send me some love. Everyone tells me that they're really good at bringing in the white light, at least once a day. And that's great. Hey, Dawn. And the white light is God, love, universe, source. It's non-denominational. It simply is. And it helps you create a safe space. Okay, so the white light is super important. It helps you balance, it helps ground you, and helps align your energy. You should be doing the white light in the morning when you wake up. I always tell people you have 30 seconds to bring it in the middle of the day when you have lunch. And if you're not having lunch, make sure you're doing that. And at the end of the day before you go to bed. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you can do it as well. Like if you wake up and you're having a hard time going back to sleep, you bring in that white light, it'll get you right out, which is why I always tell you not to practice bringing in the white light, laying down if you're not trying to sleep. So the white light is great, and I'm so happy that so many of you are doing the white light. But you also have to be doing the letting go piece. The letting go is equally as important as the white light, because as we go throughout the day, we get stressed, we get upset, we get angry, people trigger us. And if you're not letting go and you just keep trying to put the white light in, nothing is really shifting or changing. And I'm going to give you an analogy, and I'm sure you've heard me say this before, but it's like having a glass of chocolate milk, you know, with like that Nestle goo. Hey, Renee, with that goo that's at the bottom of the cup. And so that goo at the bottom of the cup, or even on the sides of the cup or whatever, those are negative thoughts, beliefs, experiences, feelings that you have throughout the day. Okay? Let me repeat that. That negative goop is all that baggage that you're holding on to. Okay? So if we have this glass, I'll actually hold a glass to make it even better. So if I have this glass filled with that chocolate syrup, and I just keep trying to pour white milk into here, which would be the white light, you know that this white milk is not going to remove that darkness at the bottom of the cup. It's not. I mean, remember, I haven't drank that stuff in years, but as a kid, I remember it when it come up, right? So it's the same thing with letting go. It's all this stuff that just settles down to the bottom of the cup. And you can keep putting the white light in, but it's not going to shift or change that negativity at the bottom of the cup. And so you've got to do letting go every day, throughout the day, because literally then that's like dumping out this cup, starting over again. You can fill your body with this white light, and it's there. And you don't have all this negativity and all these triggers, all this stress, right? So I want to talk a little bit too about triggers. Hey, Andrea, triggers are not always bad. We think that they're always bad, but they're not. So a trigger is something that is telling you energetically that you have something to heal. So that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? So we want to become aware of all this energy that we're holding on to and that we need to clear and let go of and become whole, right? Our goal is to become whole in every single moment, right? So whenever you're going to do any type of letting go, let's say that you're just something simple, right? Let's say you're driving down the road and somebody cuts you off. All you're going to do in that second is bring in the white light and say, oh my gosh, all this frustration that I just got in my chest, I'm going to let it go. And then that's it. That's all you have to do in that moment. It doesn't have to be hard, okay? Letting go is something that needs to be just as good for you as breathing. Because we are sensory beings. We are multi-sensory beings. And so what that means is that throughout the day, we are picking up on other people's stuff. We are picking up on, family stuff that we're holding on to. We're picking up on stuff from our families, from our workplaces, on the road, when we go to the grocery store, if we go out to dinner or lunch or whatever. We're just always reading that energy. And as a society, we are not taught to acknowledge that. Right? We're not. It's becoming more mainstream now, but I've been doing this my whole entire life, and as a child, this was not mainstream. So you've got to be aware of where you're holding that stress, because otherwise it's going to fill, hey Preston, it's going to fill at the bottom of your cup. And what that's going to do is it's just going to keep building and building and building and building. And as it continues to build, you're going to explode. That's what's going to happen. And so it's best to just continually let go throughout the day. So remember, the white light is super important. It helps you create a safe space. It helps you balance your energy. And it's the fundamentals for all of your energy work. Thanks, Andrea. And hey, Bridget. And the letting go goes hand in hand. So if you message me and you say, hey, I'm doing the white light, I'm going to say, great, how are you doing with your letting go? And then I hear crickets, right? Or they say, oh, I'm not really doing it, or oh, you know, whatever. It's almost as if we want to be like, oh, I just want to be in the white light and just feel amazing. But here's that thing, it's like that glass that we were talking about. You've got to acknowledge that negativity and all those other pieces that are in there. Hey, Kaylani, because if you don't, you're not truly flowing. You're not really bringing that white light in. There's just something that's just underlying, something that's off, something that's not quite right. And so we've got to do the letting go. They go hand in hand, okay? So you do your white light, great. You've done your letting go, great. And now you have to refill the space. Refilling the space is super easy. It can be an I am statement, and I am statements need to be short, sweet, and simple, right? I am love. I am light. I am safe. I am peace. I am whole. I am free. I am free has been huge, I would say, for the last year. And it's even more intense now. When I did my meditation at Four Seasons on Sunday, I said, I am free and I am safe almost the whole entire time. So that's where we're at as a society right now. I am free. I am safe. So you can also bring in a pastel color. Pastel colors, so the white light represents all the colors equally. And then the pastel colors, they just kind of provide you some extra little bit of support. Notice I'm not saying like primary colors, pastel colors. So if you see soft pink, soft green, soft blue, soft yellow, that's what your body's needing at that time. And you want to bring that through the area that you just cleared. So let's say that something happened today and I felt totally stressed in my chest, like I lost some of my power, right? Usually that's going to be also connected to your throat and your stomach, but we'll keep it simple and say it's just in your throat. So it's going to take me 2 seconds to explain this to you. Well, maybe a little bit longer because I'm talking. But if I was doing it by myself, I would just bring in the white light, pull the energy out of my chest, and fill it with a soft pink. I am free. You guys all have time to do that. Everybody has time to do that energy work. The key is to make sure that you're not just going through the motions, right? Because if you're just going through the motions, right, it's like going to church and just going through the motions but not listening to anything that you're experiencing or doing. It's the same with meditation. It's the same with your energy practice. You have to actually intentionally go through the motions. If you don't go through the motions, hey Dave, if you don't go through the motions, or if you're just going through the motions, you're not doing anything energetically. So you might as well not waste your time. But here's the thing. If you really want to be in a good space, and here's the thing, when you're in a good space, you attract that energy back into you, right? So it's important that you get into that good space by doing the white light, by doing the letting go, by refilling with positive energy, which is either the color, the pastel color, and or the I am statements. You can do both or just one, whatever you intuitively are getting that you need to do. But you need to do those things so that way you can be in a good space. And once you're in a good space, you're going to attract in a different caliber of people around you. You're going to attract in different experiences. I also want to talk quickly before we do some energy work about the power of your mind. This always gets people. Here's the thing. Whatever you think about, that's what you start to create in that next moment, right? So let's just say, I'm hungry. You're going to be hungry in the next minute. If you say, I'm thirsty, oh, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty, I'm thirsty. It just intensifies, right? So that's just something simple and basic, like a basic human body need. But let's take it and say, I'm angry. I was betrayed. I'm so hurt. Do you see how energetically that just brings the vibration down? So we've got to catch ourselves when we're doing that, because when you do that, that's what you create in the next moment, and the next moment, and the next moment. And each moment builds upon each moment. Hey, April, thanks for joining. But what we want to do is we want to catch ourselves when we're sending out those bad vibes. Sometimes we're sending out bad vibes because we've been triggered, which I talked about at the beginning. So if you're getting triggered, then you've got to become aware of, oh my gosh, why did this trigger me? And you know you're being triggered because it's something that bothers you, but it doesn't bother anybody else around you. Sometimes a trigger will trigger other people around you too, especially if you're like in a family or same circle or whatever, because you'll have similar values. But here's the thing, right? You should be able to be anywhere. And this is from an energetic standpoint. You should be able to be anywhere. And if things aren't going your way or things are bad or something bad happens, you're not triggered. That you're able to stay in a good space because you're doing the energy work. Now, if you're not doing the energy work and something bad happens, you explode, right? Because there's a trigger and you've exploded. So I want you to think about every time you get triggered and you explode. Hey, Kathleen, every time you're triggered and you explode, you have letting go to do. Letting go is not bad. Letting go is so good. Letting go is so important, you guys. So this is the first book that I wrote, Enlightened Love, My Guide to Balance, and this talks all about energy work. And I'm going to tell you how many pages letting go has. Letting go can be its own book, right? So letting go starts on page 16, and it's still going. It's still going. It goes all the way to page 56. So 40 pages of my first book are dedicated to letting go. And the reason for that is because it's not always easy, but it's very important. Sometimes you can do a fast letting go, like I said. Sometimes you need to do more of a ritual. Sometimes you might need to fill up your bathtub and get in your bathtub and light the candles, maybe have some essential oils for good scents, you know, and you need to like do a whole ritual. Sometimes you need to go to the beach or the water or go outside in nature and do something, right? It depends on the trigger. Letting go is complicated, but it gets easier the more that you do it, and the more that you do it, the better you're going to feel. So I love that you're all doing the white light and you're bringing in the white light. Hey, Jen, that's great, but make sure you're adding in these other pieces, because if you're just doing the white light, you're only doing one part of a 3-part process. Does that make sense? So I am love, I am safe, I am free. When we say those words, and I just threw these ones out, that's what I got to share with the people that are going to be watching this video. When I say those words, where did you feel like, I didn't really feel that in my body, right? Maybe when I said, I am love, you felt like, oh, I don't like that one. Or I am safe, ooh, right? I am free, oh, heck, I'm not free, right? That one's going right to some people's hips. You felt that tension in your hips. So when you say those I am statements, which are your universal truths, they are your truths because you are a being of light and love. So when you say those things and you feel icky in your body, or you feel like you're fighting it or you're resisting it, that is a sign that you have letting go to do. And letting go is not bad. It is something that you need to do every day, just like brushing your teeth and combing your hair, right? Some people don't comb their hair, but everybody brushes their teeth. So really start to incorporate this whole process into your energy work, because it's really going to make a difference. When you start doing the work every day, you're going to vibrate at a higher level. You're going to attract in people at a higher level. You're going to start to attract in better experiences, right? Because you're not stressing and worrying about these things that don't matter. So really make time every day. And as I showed you earlier, it doesn't have to be this long, drawn-out process. It can take just a few seconds, right? So it's up to you to take the time to balance your energy. So I get a lot of questions on, I have this to let go of, or I don't know how to let go of this, or how do I know that something is gone? So it is really good, if you're new to energy work, to work with an intuitive that you trust and that is good with reading energy. One of the things that I help my clients with is I become one with their energy, and I can see where you're storing stuff and why. Is it from this life? Is it from another life? And how to replace that? Not everybody can do that. You don't necessarily have to have that skill to do the energy work on yourself, but please don't be trying to do energy work on other people if you can't tune into their bodies. If you can't tune in and see where they're feeling it, don't do it. It's not for you, right? Energy healing is not a job for everybody. So for yourself, though, you know your life, you know your experiences, you know your beliefs, you know your fears, you know your concerns, you know all that stuff, right? So it is totally up to you to notice, I'm not in a good space. I'm hangry, or I'm tired, or I'm upset, or I'm overwhelmed, or I'm overworked, or whatever it may be. It is your job to pay attention to those emotions that you have and to let them go. And even if you just start with that, then you can start to pick up on the bigger things, right? And if you need help, I have a group program starting in February. I think it's the 7th. I don't have February's calendar up. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing the group program, so if you want to work with me in that way, you should get on that before March is over. But for yourself, just bring in the white light all the way down to your feet into the earth. And if you feel like it gets stuck somewhere in your head, your neck, your chest, those are the common areas. Once in a while it gets stuck in the stomach, but usually it's above the chest area, above the heart chakra. You've got letting go to do. And you'll know when the letting go is complete because you're going to feel better. So if you still feel like you're holding on to it, or you still have more letting go to do, remember, it's a huge chapter in my first book. It may take more than one time. My husband said a long time ago, I've been doing this work since 2002 as a profession, but I've been doing it my whole life. And when I met him, he said, letting go is like an onion. Some layers are harder than others. Some layers make you cry more than others. And that's still true today. So if you're dealing with something easy, like somebody made me mad at work, somebody cut me off on the road, that's going to be a super duper easy, fast letting go. If you're going to be upset about a relationship or something that happened at work, that's going to take a little bit more energy, right? So you're going to have to do a little bit more letting go to let something like that go. And if you're dealing with family stuff, relationships ending, or anything like that, you've got a whole bunch of letting go to do. And that's not a bad thing. But you've got to do all that clearing before you can even get into another relationship. Because otherwise you're just taking the baggage from one relationship into another. Whether that's a friendship or a marriage or dating or whatever it may be. So I want to do some letting go and white light with everybody. If you guys have any questions, feel free to post them below and I will answer them. Sometimes there's a delay with Facebook, so know that if I'm not responding, I'm getting a delay, and I'm on my phone so I can hear everybody's stuff. So everybody get comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes, and then I want you to imagine bringing in the white light from the top of your head. You're going to let it flow gently through your body like a stream or a river, all the way down to your feet and into the earth. I am peace. I am free. All is well. So I'm feeling a lot of tension in the chest area and in the hip area. So if you feel any tightness there or you felt like the light didn't come through there, that's where you have letting go to do. So I want you to imagine pulling that energy out like smoke or like a weed. I'm going to teach you just the very simple way to pull it out and let it go. And then I want you to fill it. If it's in your chest, I want you to see a soft green. And if it's in your hips, I want you to see soft blue or soft purple. And you're going to imagine that going through every cell all the way forward to the front. I am peace. I am free. All is well. And then some of you, I feel, are losing your balance. You're not grounded anymore. You might feel like you're off kilter or you're like a kite flying with your head. So I want you to bring the white light in again from the top of your head. Let it flow gently through your body, all the way down to your feet and into the earth. I am peace. I am free. I am safe. I am whole. All is well. All is well. And then go ahead and just imagine a soft orange coming in from the top of your head. And if you can't see the soft orange, that's okay. You can imagine that you're wrapping yourself in a blanket, or you can imagine that you're standing out in like the forest and you see this soft orange light, but it's going to come in from the top of your head. It's going to flow gently through your body, down to your feet and into the earth. I am peace. I am free. All is well. And there is still a ton of tension in that stomach and hip area for everybody. And there's a few people out there that have the tension in their neck. So wherever you're feeling it, I want you to pull that out. Like I said, smoke or pulling out like a weed. Whatever you're holding on to, it's not helping you. It's not making you a better person. It's not freeing you. It's just energetically holding you into this space. So we want to let that go. And you want to say, I am free. And feel that I am free through your whole body. Completely push out and away whatever is holding you back, keeping you stuck, and not letting you be fulfilled. It is time for you to step into your truth. And your truth is that your body is filled with light and love. I am a being of light and love. All is well. All is well. And then we're going to gently wrap your body in a soft pink light. So imagine starting at the top of your head. And you're going to wrap the soft pink around gently like a ribbon. Hey, Kimberly. Gently wrap it all around the outside of your body, nice and loose, all the way down to your feet and into the earth. I am peace. I am free. All is well. All is well. And then go ahead and bring the white light in again from the top of your head. Let it flow gently through your body, all the way down to your feet and into the earth. All is well. And then go ahead and open your eyes when you're ready. And then, like I said, if you have any questions or comments, please post them below. I've been doing videos all day, so I'm starting to get tired, and I have one more to do. So for women, if you aren't already in my group, Balanced and Empowered Women, I'm going to go in there next and do a live video, and we're going to do some relationship talk. I have a whole bunch of questions that I've gotten in the last day, this many, and so I'm going to go into that group right now, and I'm going to go through all these questions and answer any more that are coming up. So if you're a woman going through relationship stuff, you want to be in my free Facebook group, Balanced and Empowered Women, because I'm going there next. So does anybody have any questions before I get off? So just to recap, well, anybody's typing any questions if they have any. White light is great. I want you to do it. Keep doing it. But you've got to do the letting go too. You can't just do one without the other. You have to do both pieces to complete your energy work practice. And once you've done the white light, and you've done some letting go, just as we did in the visual healing that we did today, we had I am statements and we had pastel colors to help support us, because once you've let go, you need to refill that area with positive energy. Otherwise, you know, if you let go, let's say that you're on a walk and you do some letting go. You're welcome, John. I'm sure you'll see me in the group in a minute. So let's say you're on a walk and you're doing some letting go because you had a stressful day and you're like done, right? So you're on your walk and you're doing letting go and you're just walking, and with each step you give into the earth, you're just letting go of some of that energy and you're just letting go. And then you go back home and maybe you sit down on the couch or you drink some water. We're going to say not wine because we don't want to mix energy work with alcohol. Or you take a shower or whatever. But you didn't refill that space with positive energy. All you did was remove the energy, and you left a footprint for that negativity to come back in when you get triggered again. So it's really important that you are aware of this whole process. It is a process, and it has 3 basic steps: white light, letting go, and refilling with positive energy, whatever that third one means for you. And then if you need help, this is all in the first book, Enlightened Love, My Guide to Balance. This is, you know, it talks about meditations, energy healings, and all of that stuff. So it is there for you. And then remember, I have my group program starting in February as well. It's a semi-private group. You're welcome, April. I'm so glad. I'm sure I'll see you in the group as well. All right, everyone. Whoever watches this later, feel free to drop any comments below and I'll get back to everybody. And thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.